Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Flores presents Retro Collecting 101. Tonight's topic: no one in the retro game community is a saint. I'll explain the segment here tonight on Retro Collecting 101. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Mark Flores here with Retro Collecting 101, where I discuss retro topics, conversations, whatever comes up in the retro gaming world, whether it be new games being released, rumors, allegations, scandal, whatever it is, I'll be talking about it here on Retro Collecting 101. Tonight's topic: no one in the retro game community is a saint. I meant to make this podcast episode topic earlier, but I wanted to wait till the NES Classic fiasco was all over. And the reason for that is because there was a lot of heat for people that took the NES Classic on opening day for the retail price of $59.99 and took it to eBay, resold it for double, sometimes triple the value. Standard supply and demand. It's what everyone does when they find something something virtually inexpensive and resell it to you for a premium for acquiring it. Today's episode is titled, once again, "No one in the retro game community is a saint." I stay behind this statement. Some may call it controversial, but allow me to explain. When the NES Classic, not the NES Mini, it's not the NES Mini. It's one of my other pet peeves I want to get out the way. It's not the NES Mini. On the box, it's not even called that. I don't even know where you get that from. It's called the NES Classic. When the NES Classic came out, the most popular term was to call people that resold these resellers and scalpers. It wasn't just to the people that resold them, nor was it right for the people calling the other people that name. Or those names. It isn't fair to them. They don't deserve it. They are getting up earlier than you are. The person who was probably complaining about not getting the NES Classic in time and accusing other people for getting it before you when you could have woken up at 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning. And like me, myself, I woke up early in the morning because I had to take care of some business. And then I even had to go to the GameStop at like 12 a.m. to get one. And then the first opening day, I went to Target at 3:30 in the morning the first time to get one when it opened. What I want to tell you guys is that similar hobbies reflect similar characteristics, similar habits. An example would be a guy that goes to the gym wouldn't do the same things or have the same habits a person that doesn't go to the gym would have. That guy has more discipline to go work out. The other guy doesn't. The other guy does other things. So, with that being said, people in the retro community have the same habits when acquiring the same games they're looking for. We all do the same thing. People in the retro community do the same thing. We go to thrift stores. We go to pawn shops. Retro game stores. eBay. We're all doing the same thing. Why? Because we have the same characteristics. Because we get the same games. Do the same things. So if someone is hunting for the NES Classic or whatever game for any console, you bet your ass someone else is looking for that game through the same channels, these same avenues that you're looking for. You're looking at too. I mean, the same channels, same avenues you're looking at as well. And we're all not saints in this situation. I mean, I can name several examples where we all would capitalize on the opportunity to take advantage of someone else's mistakes. I mean, if we were at a retro game store and we see a $50 game being advertised for $10, are you going to tell the owner, excuse me, sir, I'd like to buy this game, but please, I want you to sell it to me for what it's worth. So change the price tag from $10 to $50. No one's going to do that. No matter how just it seems, no one's going to do it. We like getting over on stores in these type of situations. We as retro collectors like doing that. We like catching people slipping. We like coming up on games at thrift stores when they're priced for $3 when we know the value is $25, $35 plus. We like going to retro game stores when they haven't repriced something and we find it and capitalize on the price that it's discounted at that we know of. Here's another one that someone might not like as an example. So we're out at a thrift store, we're at a retro game store, and the same situation happens where we find a $40 game being sold for $5. So you find a double worth $40 being sold to you at $5. Will you then, within your heart, as a retro collector, because you enjoy the community and you want to see it prosper, etc., will you then take that $5 game that it's worth $40? Would you take it and resell it for $10? No, you're not going to do that. You're going to sell that for about $30 to $40. There's always some differences, but your increase on that ratio is going to be a lot higher than the $5 that you initially got it for. Why? Because you know it's worth $40. So take the example of the NES Classic. People were doing the same thing. So the point I want to get across is that we're not all saints in this situation. You know, someone, somehow, some way, someone's going to get over on someone else in the retro gaming community, whether we like it or not. So it just brings out the point that no one's a saint in this retro game community at all. I just don't like when the idea comes around that people are scumbag resellers, scalpers, when we ourselves are the pot calling the kettle black. But what are there? Are there good people in the retro community? Yeah, there's tons of good people. Tons of great people. I've met so many great people in this retro game community. Some bad, but accusing people of being one way or another within some group that you are a part of doesn't help your situation or help the community at all. Segregating and ousting someone in a vastly inclusive hobby isn't cool at all. A wise man once told me to find the good within anything, within a group, within a situation, within feelings. Find the good within this hobby so you don't think about all the bad within it. And I know I came off a little harsh when I talk about there's no saints in the retro game community, but it's true. But there's some situations where we do great trades together. We sell games at a lower rate than the average price. That's the good. But to call someone else, to be in a situation where you're going to find a game for $5 that's worth $40 and sell it for $10, $20. No, you're going to sell it for about $30 or $40. And those are the same people that go in the retro game community and accuse people of being scalpers, resellers, etc., when we are all tigers with the same stripes. It's just a unique irony that I wanted to get across here on Retro Collecting 101. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. That was a quick point I wanted to get across for you guys. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe to the Retro Collecting 101 podcast, where I talk about retro game tips, tricks, etc., news, updates, what have you. This has been Mark Flores. You can follow me on Twitter at Mark F's Podcast, or follow me on Instagram at Mark F's Modern Life. You guys have a good night. Take care of yourself and each other.